AI would probably take the jobs of low-paid individuals, like the lower level.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is AI is actually good at doing the middle class stuff.
As you can see, by the end of 2025, we have more bots in the internet than real people who use the internet.
Good day, everyone. This is Julius Neil again for 10x AI. I have two guests today. It's very exciting with their industry. So I would like them to introduce themselves. First is Maria. Can you introduce yourself and what you're doing with AI for the last year?
Hey, Julius. Lovely meeting you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation. Yes, my name is Maria, and my major project is NeuroFrame. It is aimed at discovering the personal strengths and areas for development in individuals with the use of mobile game. It is the advanced AI-powered personality assessment tool that allows, in a mild, respectful, actionable way, to discover what is this human made of, what are cognitive abilities and stable personality traits of this very individual. And with our tool, we help employers, educational institutions, and, people themselves to predict the performance and the most efficient ways to succeed in life using your personal strengths, because the world is moving towards precision, towards everything individualized. And how can we actually individualize something, personalize something without knowing the personality? So we have a breakthrough invention behind us. Our data set is probably one of the largest in the world. The data set of behavioral patterns connected with interpretation, because our innovation is not in the game itself, because tower defense games are actually existing on the market. Our innovation is in the engine that interprets the digital trace the player lives while being concentrated on the task. Because our aim is to make a person engaged, focused on something that this very particular individual finds important in the game. For example, Mr. V that we are having today on the podcast, he was concentrating on accumulating wealth, and he is one of our brightest profiles. Based on personal priorities, we can figure out who is actually behind the screen. And we describe our results in numbers. We don't give judgments, because every human is individual. And the key to success is following your personalized path and finding your way to succeed in your career, in your role, in whatever you do in life.
Okay, great. So how about you, V? Can you introduce yourself?
So, I can introduce, yeah, true. So, sorry, just I'm not a public person. That's why sometimes it's complicated for me. But okay, at Data Nexus, we design decision architectures, and we are helping organizations understand how decisions are actually made, and we design them from the scale accountability and AI native execution. So this is our main focus. I came to this business through I have big background, so I just make a couple of startups before, I believe 7, 8 years ago. Then I was driving on the. Oh wow, sorry, it's flying car in UAE. No, seriously.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah, and I just work a lot of with NVIDIA, and I was head of innovation on the Megaphone. It's Russian telecom company, which also was made by this Sweden partners. And then also parallel, I have a design studio, but then I just tried to use my experience, and that the most things on the core of the business is focused between the decision, the system of the business, like the team, of course, and the team is more important. Plus, it's focused on the design. Once I say design, it's not about just UI or the button shades or something. It's about the logic of the business, especially for the online businesses. And I just start thinking how it can be focused on in one a business, because once we get the clients for let's say redesign of the business or for the marketing, we never work as the most of the agents work, so they just do design. No, we just go very deep inside of the product, trying to find the weak points, the bottlenecks of the business, and then we just try to fix it. As our clients say, we are one of the best on the market in this. and we just not positioning us as another one AI agency or design agency. No, no, no. We just about, as I say, like about the architecture of the business and just about how to fix it or especially prepare it for the high growth.
Okay. So what another question is you are not from the Middle East. So why of all the places in the world you chose the Middle East, particularly you are in UAE now, right?
Uh, Actually, I would say I don't know like how many tomatoes fly to me, but I'm from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Early thousands, when the Russia just started growing as the economy, it was like a field of possibilities. I mean, just compared to the Europe or compared to United States, it doesn't have any leaders of the markets and doesn't have any like old companies, and it was everything. It was in development. And for me, like I see like once I came here, I came in 2020, like in coronavirus time
Mm-hmm.
classes. So why no? Son.
How about you, Maria? What made you decide to transfer in UAE?
When I was deciding about my future move, it was in February/March 2022. It was a certain change that was happening in my country, and I was working on large projects on transformation of corporate culture for a number of huge, super important Russian companies. And I saw that the shift in thinking, the shift in mentality was towards something that is not related to soft skill development, something that contradicts my international education, my background, and the way I was actually built as a human. And what I found in the UAE is that this environment is still international. It is not as fragmented as the world is going to be. And also, there is access to technology, to innovation, to the experts communities that I'm used to. And also, it is actually one of those quite rare places where you can feel comfortable. That is, still, it is comfortable in terms of taxes. Also, the smartest people from all over the planet are coming to the UAE to build a new future because of unfortunately changed circumstances. We're
Mm-hmm.
all watching that. And in the beginning of 2022, the UAE was actually the neutral place that was not a part of a political situation. It is the new Switzerland. For me, it was
Mm,
Switzerland.
okay.
So I decided to move because I don't like political implications. I just want to do extreme innovation and transformation of cultures or big systems. I want to do cool stuff for good money. I don't want to have anything in common with politics. So that's why.
Okay. Okay, so moving into our topic for today, it's about the flashback for 2025 about AI, and then later on we will discuss about the future of AI in 2026. So for 2025, what major misconception about AI fell apart for you in 2025? Let's start with you, V. 2025.
Misconception, first, I think it's about like the that all of the people thought that organization can be smarter by default, that everybody thought that once they get the AI and the AI agents, their business metrics fly like okay, but nothing changed. Only like the problems just scaled, and it's like the reality in which all of the businesses and people like faced, in Russia we say maybe Maria can assist me, like the mirror, which like in the old stories, what you say you just multiply. You have old books, like where it's supposed was written like a book, like a mirror, like, is it I'm beautiful? Yes, you're the most beautiful, so I work like the
It's
same
just a
way.
reflection. They
Yeah, yeah,
thought that
yeah,
it's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
it's going to
yeah.
reflect, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and some of my clients they say like, "Oh no, no, no! Next year maybe we will not continue the contracts because of the not like technology and everything." I say, "Okay, guys, no problem." But then just they came back and they said, "Now we have a lot of problems because the chaos which you mostly have inside of the company with AI it just grows because what is AI technically? It's a large language model. It doesn't understand the structure. It doesn't understand a lot of words, and it's just like just a good randomizer which answer you is the good like answer which you mostly like. So first, like things like in reality, it's only amplified the exciting decision flows. I think new skills for like the this year shows that the most valuable skills nowadays is the critical thinking and the leadership. Plus the leadership, when I'm saying leadership, I'm saying not about the guy who running up front of the company. It's about the person who take the responsibility, because still nobody is taking responsibility if you do some ad campaign or something, or like answer your client incorrectly, but the AI say it's good answer. You say like, a ChatGPT recommend me to give this answer. But if you check the agreements like of the ChatGPT, they say like it's a like kind of funny machine and there's zero responsibility. Just please leave it as a toy. But yeah, so I believe like this year it shows that all of the LLM machines and everything, it's just about a good randomizer, which you can use it if you know how to use it, but still you need to be responsible. And I believe next year it will be the year of responsibility. There will be like some of the new job position for the responsibility of the machine learning position in the companies. Maybe Julius, you already have in your company, I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but looks like this, because there's a lot of data now is coming, and some of the person just need to be like, if something happens, he'll be responsible, or even he will predict what can happen, and he will put the stop button on the right time.
Okay.
So what I think.
Yeah. How about you, Maria?
Well, I would say first thing about the power of AI. The misconception is that AI can solve everything, all your troubles, all your problems. Well, not at all. It is still not smart enough to replace you in actually taking decisions in your life or in your company. Still, you have to orchestrate it. Still, you have to formulate the tasks and deal with the outcomes. For example, there are funny cases when AI, in its judgments, relies on researchers that actually don't exist. And you still have to monitor the outcomes. You still have to play somehow major role. Also, the transformative effect of AI, still from what I'm seeing, the companies are using AI in a fragmented way. And mostly the management in the company is required and forced to use AI. And people are using it for decorative purposes, but not to run true transformation, not to create disruptive change. And
Okay.
mostly what they use is simple language models or something a little bit above. Very rare we're using, we're seeing the cases of strong AI, AI that is individualized, AI that is being used with high precision. Still, what I'm seeing is that there is huge potential in discovering the meaning behind human activity. And it is what we in NeuroFrame are talking about. And also it interacts with what V is doing. When we talk to a language model, we deal with words, and with their literal understanding. But when artificial intelligence is solving a problem, very rarely it can go to the core essence of the things. And even when you discover the formula of meaning, the formula of what is actually going on behind words, behind those he said or she said concept, then you can come at truly transformative things. And also, what I'm saying is AI becoming a buzzword. Well, the whole world is investing in AI, just as the whole world was investing in everything metaverse or Web3 or
Mm-hmm.
decentralized or blockchain related. So many projects that actually don't need AI are saying they are AI powered just because the employees are using AI to do daily stuff, which is true. They are using AI. they are AI powered, right? We at NeuroFrame use algorithms that are customized to interpret behaviors, digital trace, translated into numbers.
Okay.
And also, we're seeing that the amount of data is multiplied. He can tell you probably better the numbers because he's a technical person. I'm in more soft skill area, but still, what we're seeing is multiplied amount of data that is being a result of all those requests that are probably not necessary, that are literally noise that we as humans create. And
Okay.
still, it's load on supply systems, on energy supply systems. It is load on calculation, processing, everything, all that technical stuff that is behind actually what we see in that simple interface of ChatGPT. And the third one is that it was expected AI would probably take the jobs of low-paid individuals, like the lower level.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is AI is actually good at doing the middle class stuff, like research, like agreements. I'm an international lawyer by background. I graduated from the University of London. And what I'm seeing as results is giving ChatGPT or Gemini is giving to my requests concerning legal, well, it's fair. You can deal with it, as well as statistical research, marketing research, and decisions that actually deal with complex situations at work. The judgment that AI is offering is actually fair. In fact, it can replace the middle layer in organizations. That's why we're seeing those cases when people are getting redundant, people are losing their jobs, people that are high skilled, well educated, highly paid.
Okay. So, with regards to that, you mentioned about V having all the data because he's the technical guy. So, V, you shared with me one article about topography of truth, right? So, what did you find out about this article that you sent it to me about the 2025 misconception about AI?
So about my article, it's just we do like like kind of home research, what I call like just to keep the break, keep what it shows. It's as I mentioned, like it's like all of the models, as I said previously, it's just LLM models which cannot see the structure patterns. Still, like you cannot use the much like current AI for something serious, as well as you do a bank audit or you do like something even more stronger things, because you cannot find the structure, because if you see how does it works, it's just all of the models generate per token, like the response, and it's not about this like a structure which you can find and which like can be scalable, which you can see the hiding patterns, as we do like a small tests about the like some of the money laundry processes, as we do like it's was a synthetic tests, but it's just like we just make a bit of different model which like focus on the like topological map and structure. So it's a bit different way of the using machine learning, but here like like there's always like a problem. So you cannot use this model on one hand, because you need to like to teach the model properly, and where you need to show like what is right, what is wrong, and you cannot like every time like you need a lot of data, but the problem that the people and the experience sometimes it cannot show like the correct borders. So this is like the way of the our tests which we found in our models. So this is like the problem of education. Yes, it's not like LLM which can be like a self-learning, because you need to mark manually like every like a corner. But LLM models like also quite good, but they just didn't have viewing, like as I call it, like a kind of helicopter view. So mostly like what we was looking is about like how our model can be part of the setup with LLM models, like in the uni as a part of the union, and Of course, I see like some of my clients how we just came to this point because some of my clients they will just have a lot of data like of the customers and they just try to analyze the patterns because they have like we made a big Excel file where we download all of the like the patterns of the previous customers and we download a lot of lead like conversation with the leads and what he makes he just drop it to the chat GPT and then he drop it to Gemini and then he drop it to the cloud just to understand like what's the patterns of the conversation. But the problem was that it gives like a false result, not like a false but like not what he expect to see and the result was shown what's really not related to the business. So this is like how we just start do our small tests, like some of the theory, some of the way of thinking, as I say. But it's about it's like
So you mentioned about right and wrong. So I'd like to ask Maria about it. So what is the what is the moment or trend that made you rethink about human AI interaction? What is the right one and what is the wrong one when it comes to the human AI interaction?
Human AI interaction.
Yeah.
The whole concept of my project is not actually about right or wrong. It is about different ways of application of
Okay.
different algorithms. Well, when we use language model to make judgments about human behavior or analyze answers in questionnaires, well, we can still come at certain conclusions. But when we deal with texts, we deal with three lies at the same time, especially when we answer questions in a questionnaire. First lie, we read the text. Well, it comes into our processing system. We somehow perceive what is written. Second kind of lie is our sensual, our personal mix of experiences, our mask, our complexity that brings color to what we are reading. And the third lie is output, is how we answer. Even if we're trying to be truthful, our effort to be truthful surprisingly turns this response that we are giving into something else as compared to what we actually are.
Okay.
Well, words don't come easy to me, as they sing. It is not easy to translate the inner processes that are actually a mixture of signals.
Okay.
Because human is basically a big bulk of numbers. It is physics, biology, chemistry, but maths is behind all of that. And if you want to read personality with precision and respect, it is way more accurate to use numbers. That is, this human is, let's say, out of 100 fast. This human is 50 out of 100 adaptable or agile in learning. This human has this out of 100 ability to monitor his own work. And especially my favorite qualities that we are able to read with precision is openness to new, is resilience. That is so much cited by international funds as a quality that you want to invest in, is conscientiousness. If you ask, for example, a highly paid individual, well, are you resilient? Of course, this person will say, yes, I am, especially if he's being interviewed for this dream job. But what is the result of it? In most cases, it is a bulk of misconceptions that turns into a very good individual, being employed by a good company with a good culture, being highly paid, and still unhappy. I've seen a lot of those people on LinkedIn that are writing, well, I was the youngest CFO in this huge organization, then I lost the meaning, I was feeling unhappy. This should not happen in this world. So with NeuroFrame, we came at different conception that we want to read those primary signals that really describe our reactions, our core, our autopilot mode. And we need to explain that in numbers because there are three truths about individuals. What we think about ourselves. Let's say I have a number of diplomas, certificates, whatsoever. I have a certain track record. I have awards, whatever. So I think I'm smart. But let's say when I was 3 or 4, Someone else told me, well, you are not the smartest girl. Let's imagine this could happen. It is the way we feel about ourselves. So a lot of individuals, they have to run extra mile, they have to put extra effort just to try to convince themselves to feel that they are better. So it is a mixture of emotions, concepts, whatsoever. So it's complicated.
Okay.
And the third truth is numbers. It is those numbers that describe our core, our cognitive abilities, and our stable personality traits that are directly connected to our neurogenetics.
Okay.
Because, well, still our genes are important and they also influence our performance in life. And if we want to create a long-term strategy, we need to rely on certain facts about ourselves that would be with us, well, for the entirety of our life. So what we help to discover with NeuroFrame
Okay.
is those qualities, those numbers. So this is why we started creating our own algorithms, because we at the research point we figured out, well, nothing on this planet exists to help us do our job. And one of misconceptions or challenges that I come across is organizations and people themselves, they have a certain reluctance in accepting the truth, is knowing the truth. Because actually you can't lie to our game. You're being entertained.
So it's like a lie detector test.
Yes, exactly. It collects the data about the player in the passive mode. So the player thinks he's doing the right job, he's trying to achieve, he's pushing hard. And simultaneously, we're collecting the subtle signals, something that describes his true personality.
Have you tried your own game? Have you tried it?
Of course. And I came to a conclusion that my selection of initial profession, a lawyer, was so badly wrong. When I graduated from the university, even before, I joined one of the best law firms in the world, the dream job at the time. Luxurious office, all those benefits like medical insurance, like even a fresh juice or whatsoever supplied to you in unlimited quantities so that you could keep going for, well, sometimes 40, 48 hours without stopping your activities, because it is a very intense job. And I figured out I was feeling unhappy. Well, everyone else was saying like, why? It is a huge achievement to join this company. And after I passed my own test, I understood finally what was wrong, that I was pushing the wrong button. I was not using my strengths, and my major strength is openness to new, resilience, and conscientiousness. I should have dealt with extreme innovation. I should have been into something else, not copying, because legal job is actually, you see the client case, you figure out the laws, the norms that apply to this situation, and you combine and you copy, and also you research and rely on court practice. You don't invent. And you need to be very meticulous about details. You need to place comma in the right place. You need to make it look nice. And for me, it is not easy to do stuff that is basically routine job. And I figured out I can use other people to do routine job. Now my poor chat GPT is doing all the tasks.
How about you, V? Have you tried the game?
Yeah, of course.
Uh-huh.
For me, it was easy. Like,
What did you find out about yourself?
honestly, nothing new. I don't know. Like for me, it was easy. Like only I remember I make a screenshot because it was a town defense and there was economy inside, and I believe I make it. The logic of the game was easy. Like you just need to buy like a towers. You need to just which kill the monsters which run to your like entry of your building, of your like a castle. And for me, I was playing. I don't know, like maybe I use different methods, but all of my places where you can put anything, it was a gold mine. So like I have a lot of money and don't know what to do. So only I sent screenshot to Maria. She was loud. She was asking how you make it. I said I don't know. Like for me, it was easy, but
Okay.
and then
Maybe because
Only I remember I was a bit upset because you need to play twice. Because as I understand, it's like walk as the first time you get first measurement, second time you get your second measurement based on your experience. So this is how you like learning. And for me, I was a bit upset because second time I play only about 6 minutes, and I was like, hey, I want to play more. For me, I understand like like for me, like I believe like my most like the best skills which I have, maybe it's not communication or not the podcast, like because Maria, I cannot speak around 7 minutes. Like for me, it's a bit stressful. But for me, easily to see the structure, to see how the system works, the logic and everything, keep a lot of parameters inside of my head is very easily. So I just found how the game works. I found it is like interesting. I found that yeah, it have like some proof of science and it's okay. It's not nice system to use it. So that's it.
So did you find out? Did also the game also found out that you are in the right career path,
Yeah,
or were you
yeah.
happy?
Yeah, I never, like, never in my entire life I was thinking, oh, I do something wrong because as I said, like previously, I have like experience as the startup founder. I have experience as the employee. Like my first official job position was head of innovation for the largest company who have 78 million active users for the telecom, and I do a cloud gaming with the partnership of NVIDIA with NVIDIA GeForce Now. So for me, it was like a quite good experience. Then we made a voice assistants, which use now around 50 million people inside of Russia. Okay, and then I just do another big federal projects even in UAE. Oh, and because I focus on design and I focus on the logic strategy. I believe like all of the parts of my brain is work on the same like level. Feel like, and I don't feel that I have some lack of anything. It
Mhm.
just proves that I'm following the right direction. Maybe not the easiest way, but for me, like this way, I prefer.
I think I should try that game too.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's good,
Yes, yes.
but keep in mind. So you need to spend around 40, 50 minutes for two turns. I only like about this, but yeah, it's good.
Okay. All right. So moving into that. So Maria, what do you think is the future of the, personality AI game that you have created for 2026?
Well, I have a certain vision of our tool becoming the advanced people analytics tool. You know about people analytics, right? What it
Yes,
is?
yeah.
People analytics is about collecting accurate, actionable, precise data about individuals that work in an organization with the aim of connecting what we have in terms of human capital with what we have as results in the company. Because, well, in my dream world, everyone is happy. The companies are hiring a lot of happy people. Everyone is doing like what they like to do. But in the real world, we need to bring results, right? So we want to hire people that can drive your success, that can drive your growth. And I'm seeing tools like my game as a part of the systems that V is building, because he is building the integral platform, something holistic that helps to define the factors that drive growth of the company. And what we do with NeuroFrame, we collect accurate data about individual that is working in the company from the right place that is accurate, that is free from error, free from misconceptions, and we help to describe humans in 8 numbers on 8 verticals. 3 verticals about cognitive skills and 5 verticals about personality. And we provide results in Excel sheet so that you could see the clear dashboard of what you have in terms of human capital. Some of our clients use us as the so-called human capital due diligence tool. That is a tool that helps to explain in numbers what our human capital looks like. For example, this accounting department is this way smart, this way agreeable, this way open to new. And this sales department is this way conscious, this way agile, this way able to control the quality. And for example, the tools like ones that we is creating can use my numbers, my results, my Excel sheets to connect what we have in terms of human capital with what we have as results in the company. For example, I can tell to the client, if you hire more people that are agreeable and you add them to your sales department, your profit will grow. Or if you hire more people that are risky into your trader's desk or investment department, you will have outcomes like this. My idea is people analytics tools like mine become predictable, useful, and I would say reasonably sufficient tools to manage what we want to have in terms of human capital and what we want to have in terms of results.
Okay.
Because we also don't want to collect information that is extra. I've been doing huge projects for the companies with headcount exceeding 100,000. Well, you can't read all those reports about all those people. You will probably go insane. You want to have information that is sufficient for you to take the right decision about what you want to do next. If you want to personalize your motivation program, if you want to send some people for leadership program, for example, one of our clients, it's a huge industrial giant that they use us to select people for leadership programs that cost a fortune. And you want to understand the outcomes of that investment. This is what we help doing.
Okay. How about you, V? What do you see in the 2026 changing for the AI transformation or AI, technology?
So let's say about the changing and transformation. As I said previously, it's regarding the responsibility because like still like people will understand that they can use AI anywhere, even for if once you cook in a dinner or you cook a breakfast. But you know like first I believe like if you remind if you I believe you remember the dot-com boom, the bubble of the dot.
Yes.
Once a lot of companies says we are internet, 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 internet. You know, like say the same time that time like internet was a buzzword. So now we have AI buzzword. Nowadays, if you say you open the shop, especially for the clothes, everybody understands that you open it online. I believe same thing will be changed for the AI. Like I mean for the logic of understanding what is AI, but still we don't have real AI. We have like machine learning. We have like a deep learning. We don't have anything. And for other thing, what I see the changes where we can expect the big changes. So once we start use the quantum chips, especially with the quantum computers, more than like I see recent news, they get already 1,000+ qubits chips. And also, like I see that nowadays we don't need even the testing technology. Once you don't need to freeze it to the absolute zero temperature. So I believe the real transformation in the artificial intelligence, or if we call it like this, will be changed once we merge these two technologies. So it will be awesome. But nowadays, for the next year, like I don't know because nowadays is a lot of companies do a lot of things every minute, every even seconds, and it's have a lot of like points. You cannot say exactly what be changed. You can say like globally, yes, we are still using this technology. Did we found anything radical new? I don't know, like, but as you can see, by the end of 2025, we have more bots in the internet than real people who use the internet. Okay. Second part, like a lot of AI generated content. It's okay. Like, but still, like people will use it. But still, if you see where's the real business, where the real world are living, let's say the court system, the judge system, a lot of fundamental institution of the people life still not using as a thing because it's just like a large language model. Let's say if you have a case where there's a couple people, and let's say you have a case like a criminal case, and the judge still not use the AI because he cannot use it. Let's say you have like your case, the case for 1,000 pages, so it's above the 2 million tokens. Plus, we have a lot of. Plus, you need to find the structure. Why people are criminal, or they acting like criminal, or because they like just they get the money to be quiet. Like in the real world, AI still nobody using it. It's like a funny toy. Yes, it can increase your sales. Yes, it can give you recommendation. Yes, but still there's nothing about responsibility and nothing about like real cases. Yes, only when we see now and why we are talking about AI a lot because it's jumped to the entertainment. And as you know, nowadays there's a full like entertainment. Remember before the AI, it was a Netflix series, I believe it was Squid Game. Everybody talking about it, like nowadays about AI. Just the same parallel because AI now on the niche of the entertainment mostly. Because what people mostly do, videos, TikToks, like generated content, texts. Yes, it's all about entertainment. Even the food, yes, people use it for recipe. Still, food is a kind of entertainment. I mean, just not for everybody, but I mean, like I don't want to be like a guy who say like food for the entertainment. No, of course, like it's for feeding, but sometimes people do use it as acting as the art of state. Like still, it's for the entertainment, but nothing about the strong. Even for the like new buzzword, wipe coding. Like yes, cool. But if you see like if you give this to the like a senior developer just to see what was their rating, if you don't understand, as I said, the structure, it's no matter which application you try to thought and to create, if you don't understand the structure and logic and the containment, it will nothing turn to the good business. It will not give any good impact. It just like a kind of entertainment. What's nowadays going on? Disney have a contract with OpenAI, yes, so they will use
Yes.
it. Spider-Man, a lot of these things. Okay, nice. It's about entertainment. Did you saw that like some nuclear plant signed the contract with OpenAI just to control the nuclear plant or nuclear fusion? No. Yeah, we see some researches about the proteins, but to use about it with the different models. But I don't know, like it looks like he also it started quite a good race with the Google and the OpenAI. But honestly, compared to these two models, I prefer the third model like Claude because it looks like it's trained on for the business from the business. So that's why this model is more useful. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
for the business, we can expect like some of the big patches from I don't know like Claude 5 or something else, which will maybe we just give you some impact real, which can analyze the structure and a lot of projects inside of the business, but don't know like mostly it's for the entertainment. Nobody make the phones. Nobody make the factories with the AI. The only AI is about from where the robot go from A to B, which road it's using. Still, it's like a deep learning. It's not like real
Yeah.
artificial intelligence.
Mm.
But what I expect, maybe we the next couple years, the world get say a hacker attacks with using of the AI, and we can see like a dark side of the AI once the open models like a DeepSeek and everything will be used for the criminal purposes. Because still we don't have like big cases which we saw that AI use it. No, it's only about the deep fake, about the face changing. It's okay, but something real, I believe like next couple years we see something funny and interesting. That's why maybe the companies who do cybersecurity with the like synthetic tests which make generated by AI, maybe this company will be looks very nice and strong, which you need to watch and follow. But I don't know. It will be funny. We will see. Even as I say, like there's more bots in the internet and a lot more AI generated content. People make, like remember this social media platform? It's called Wine.
Mm-hmm.
Like where's the people make videos? I believe 10 years ago. Now they say like, oh, we are working again, but now we are prohibited for the AI generated content. So it will be only real people content. You see, like, and plus a lot of extension for the Google Chrome you have nowadays, which block AI generated content. Like keep the internet before first ChatGPT public version was dropped in 2022. So it's funny, like you need to watch. Nowadays, it's complicated to say what we should expect in next year. Nobody expect in 2024 that in 2025 you get this how the people call brain rot videos with the AI generated with this crocodile bombardillo or everything. Like it's go viral and nobody
Hi.
expect it. But it
Yeah.
happens. So we not predict. As I say, like the most important part nowadays is containment because the races come from the Google. You see, like a couple of weeks ago, Google dropped the Nano Banana. Couple days ago, ChatGPT, OpenAI dropped a new model for the photo generated. Now they start dropping models as fast as they can just to get more audience. But I believe that the way of development is the same. The way of, I mean, just the timeline. But I believe what they start doing less tests and less thinking about the containment, and it
So
gives you some effects. As you can see, kind of, I believe it was Nano Banana version, which can make fake documents, like a fake, like a passport, which looks like real. So
wow.
we already saw a lot of things like this because still not testing a lot. And the problem that the models, each models, let's say you have before 100 question to the model, which you need to create the borders. For each new version, you have 100x, not a 10x. So you cannot even contain it correctly. You think, "Oh, maybe they will use it for this. So I will make a prompt that it's not allowed to use model for this. But another 99 ways how you can use the model, especially for illegal stuff, you cannot predict. And so this is the way where I believe like the AI will be start developing. Some of the company will start do like kind of this blockade for the core of.
Yeah. So you mentioned about the containment and then the boundaries. So I'd like to ask Maria, since you are also international lawyer, what do you think about the AI governance now? How do we put the guardrails to be able to make sure that this, deep fakes and all this AI generated fake documents should be governed using the AI governance universally?
That's a very, very interesting question because until now we don't have efficient blockchain or crypto regulation.
Mm.
There are a lot of conferences where people wearing their expensive clothing come, make very serious faces and say crypto needs to be regulated. And still, nothing reasonable comes in place. What we have now is anti-money laundering regulation, which creates problems for decent people that actually want to manage their own finance. But if you're a criminal, come on. There is entirely not a problem for you to create a fake passport or utility bill, and still you can figure stuff out. So, and also we don't want to have regulations that limit the opportunity because, of course, any country in the world can say that from now, anything AI is prohibited. But in this case, you will just become obsolete and you will become something, a part of some other nation that is more advanced. So, as usual, something answer is in the middle. You need to create problems, hurdles for people that want to misuse. There need to be clear regulations based on, well, actual moral, justice, whatsoever. And we need to create certain freedom for those who want to use AI for legal purposes. In my opinion, what would help is thorough description of what are the right ways of using AI and description of what are the wrong ways of using AI, and creating regulatory bodies that are specialized, that have expert knowledge of what AI is actually about. For example, we have the idea of creating the body that would issue certificates, safety certificates for AI. Just like those organizations that operate in industrial field, in high stakes industries like aviation, we have a certain number of international bodies that govern safety protocols of how you treat your clients, your passengers. Everything is pretty much within a certain set of rules. Same applies to marine industry, same applies to oil and gas, energy sector. There are industry-related regulations that allow you to do business, but protect you against certain unreasonable risks. The same set of rules, I guess, should be developed in the area of AI, and some expert organization should work to ensure that market players are actually complying with those rules, that are actually following the safety regulations. Still, it should not be exhaustive, and it
Okay.
should be actionable, and it should be connected to real life. And here comes a challenge, because unfortunately, those that are creating rules and regulations in so many cases have limited openness to new. So they are not even 1 or 2 steps behind. They are ages behind. They are centuries behind, just because they don't have that part of their personality that allows to perceive and regulate something new and special. So, in my opinion, that's complicated. I've read a certain number of AI regulations that are coming in place. Well, European Union
Mm-hmm.
or whatsoever, they have 400 pages AI regulation rules right now. Well, just like with GDPR. Sorry, guys.
Yes, yes, yes.
But well, we can laugh out loud, but there are huge penalties that are being collected from market players that are not following those rules. What I don't want for this industry, the industry of regulation, is just to create another way of collecting fines and penalties from market players without actual value. Everything should be value driven, right?
Yeah. So based on the both of you, you are working with companies, right? So are you seeing some AI policies already in place in certain companies? For example, UV, for the companies that you're working with, do they already have AI policies in place for employees?
Huh? Obviously no.
No AI. Okay, not
Of course,
yet.
of course, the business. No, no. What are you talking about? AI policy for the
Mm-hmm.
small, medium businesses, even for
Mm-hmm.
the corporates, they don't have AI policy. Maybe they say, like mention, oh, don't use ChatGPT, don't leak this data to feed this, but that's it. Like there's no real AI policy. Like if you expect that it will be like a policy, what you can do, what you cannot do, what's the responsibility of that, what's the impact for that? Of course, no. I don't know how in the rest of the world, but in Middle East, still no. Even we are
Not yet.
making in Abu Dhabi in our home, the OpenAI is making the biggest data center in the world. They invest just how much? $500 billion or something like this, or million? Honestly, I don't remember. These companies are crazy, but still, there's no, everybody don't use any AI policy. Of course, they're leaking in. Let's say, I will not call you the company, but I give you the example. Let's say you have real estate agent and now he get it. Excel sheet of the 2000 profile people. And he was thinking what to do with this list, how I can call, or who should I prioritize. He leaked this for the ChatGPT. And even they don't use the corporate profile, they use like personal, which means like train data on the company. So what are you talking about? Of course, no. There's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And what I forgot to tell you because I don't know, like about the agents. Yeah, you asked me previously about the changes. I believe the big changes starts in maybe next year or maybe next 2 years once we see AI automated agents who do like a purchases for you, like a shopping, because the pattern of the, let's say, of browsing the internet is already changed. Like people use a ChatGPT, a Gemini to purchase the clothes, to find the best prices. And I believe this pattern will start growing higher and higher. And I expect that first real agents, which will be profitable and useful, will be that who will start finding the cheapest price for the products which you want to buy with the better delivery option. Like once it will find that, oh, you can buy here instead of 10,000 for 8,000 plus 2 days delivery instead of 4 days delivery. So this is how the real AI agents will be start working at in the internet. So it will be like a first commercial success of the agents who will give the real value. And from that part, it will affect on the pricing, because nowadays the pricing, as we know, it's like a fixed Once you go for the supermarket, you know that, I don't know, like how much in Stockholm, in Sweden, or even in the rest of the world, but I know in UAE, the can of Coke costs 3.5 dirham, which almost $1, it's 90 cents. And I believe this paradigm will be shifted in the next couple of years because everything will be, it's already have a lot of personalization. And as much as you have personalization, like sometimes once you purchase the foods online, the grocery, have, your item which you love more, we have discount today. Let's say for the blueberry, instead of 20 dirham, you have like 11 dirham. And this is how it changed you. So maybe you just open to scroll it and you see this, then you add to the cart and you do a lot of purchases. So and the price was a bit personalized for you. So I believe from personalized price we go to dynamic pricing, and like the AI agents will be the guys, like who go into the grocery and buying from the better prices. As nowadays, let's say 24, like 20 or even 10 years before, you have like a mate and you say to mate, look, you have 500 euros, I need this and this because I want to eat this on dinner. So this, like, you have your digital mate who will find for you for the best prices and purchasing. So this is, I believe, like effect on the world for the dynamic pricing. And this will be like a big paradigm shift about the, how to say, of the impact of the artificial intelligence, and a lot of a lot of other part of our traditional life will be changed from the static to the dynamic. And of course you will need to use the agents who will do a lot of these things. So the question will be what to do in this world if you don't have any agents.
Yeah, how about you, Maria?
Well, on what our big industrial clients are doing in terms of AI protection, AI related policy, we deal with companies that operate in high stakes industries that are related to certain countries. So, what we're seeing is that they are trying to create everything proprietary. They want to integrate instruments into the infrastructure. So they make contracts with the service providers that are promising that the models they are using are disconnected from some international database or whatsoever. I intentionally said the word promise. So they create certain workspace, work area that is like chat GPT-ish. It looks like something familiar. And they say they integrate certain data security protocols that prevent employees from sharing the data, sensitive data, with international environment. What we are seeing is that the world is getting more and more fragmented, and the companies are trying to use everything to protect their own sensitive data. And still, employees, they use their personal devices to talk to the world, use the same chat GPT to resolve their problems. Sometimes they
Yes.
don't want the management to see what they are actually asking chat GPT because, well, it might look like they don't know their job.
Yeah.
The benefit of NeuroFrame is we don't store and we don't share our clients' sensitive data related to personalities, because what we do is actually high precision personality analysis that's sensitive, especially if we know who this person is. Of course, we limit our conclusions to the numbers that are not going to damage anyone. We don't collect information about personal trauma, about illnesses, about something that can turn into judgmental misconceptions about this person. But still, how we interact with our clients is we send to them the codes, the access codes that the companies distribute internally, and then a person downloads the game in the App Store or Google Play. Then a person passes the game using his or her personal code, and then we just send the reports. Our system sends the reports to the clients, and clients connect the reports with the personalities internally. And we can do even that within the client infrastructure, so that we don't store anything. We're not interested in personalizing our data. What we're interested in is patterns. those movements you make on the screen while solving the task.
So your clients, are they using this for recruitment or personal development inside the company who are already inside the organization?
You can use it for both. And my vision was that when we were starting NeuroFrame, that it would be accepted for recruitment because, well, we help to filter individuals at the entry point. But it appeared that our clients prefer to use us for internal programs, for L&D, for also benefit calculation, for personalized motivation, for wellness programs. Because from what I'm hearing from fellow HRs, most corporate well-being does not work.
Okay.
For example, those gyms or those spaces, entertainment that are being created in companies or yoga lessons whatsoever, if they're not related to job description, in most cases, even employees are saying it is of zero value. They would prefer something that actually relate to their role, that would help them perform better because it would help them to feel stability, especially in this changing world, to solve their problems at work, because very few people actually come into the office with a thought of, okay, today I'm going to damage my employer. No, the majority wants to be praised. The majority wants to be appreciated, to be successful. So basically, our clients are using us for corporate well-being program to understand whom they are dealing with. For example, people that are highly agreeable, if you give them a raise and you put them into a separate room saying,
Mhm.
wow, that's a corporate package. It is what regular people want. They want to have their own office. They want to have their silence, their private space. Highly agreeable people would suffer in such circumstance because they don't have interaction with others. They would feel cold. They would feel lonely. Or people with super high mental efficiency, like V, for example, if they are put in the environment where tasks are simple, routine, and you need to follow certain corporate rules, a certain color whatsoever, they would feel a crisis of meaning. They would
Okay.
that they're not using their full potential. So this is what we're doing. At this point, mainly we are being used by our clients for their internal processes, for team development, for corporate culture development, for corporate culture transformation.
Okay. That's good. So when it comes to interpretation of all the data that you're gathering now, is there a relevant correlation between high performers? Like these high performers will have all these qualities, and then the low performers will have these different qualities as well. Have you seen that
First of all,
trend?
we need to define who is the high performer. Because in the engineering department, a high performer is doing, let's say, 1,000 tasks per month, right?
Mhm.
Or if we're talking about software developers, it is the amount of lines of code, I guess, especially if we're talking about a junior or middle level. And if we're talking about successful salesperson, it is amount of deals, amount of successful human interactions. And if we're talking about customer success manager, it's amount of happy clients. So we first, who is a high performer depends on tasks, on the role, on the type of organization. For example, I was working in a government-owned company. Well, revenue was not the most important KPI. So other KPIs were of vital importance for different levels of employees. So first we need to define who is a high performer. And then for a certain high performer, we have a certain set of qualities and we can help our clients to define who is the perfect employee at this or that role. Who is your perfect lawyer? Who is your perfect accountant? Who is your perfect C-level executive? And then we can figure out who you actually need. With some clients, we do one of my favorite kinds of tasks. We select the top performers that already get good feedback from their managers, and then we run assessment and we figure out the reasons behind this person's success. Because some people prefer to believe in magic, but when you do business, probably you want to have
Mhm.
data.
Yeah.
In this case, you can actually manage your stuff. And we help to go from the concept of magic Like something is really great about this person, or this person is great, but something is missing. We help to answer the question of what is missing and what is so great. And we ran various research within our clients and on the basis of our data set to connect our conclusions and the success rate of the employees. And actually, we are proud that our judgments, well, not judgments, our conclusions are sometimes too precise.
Okay, that's nice. So
Yeah.
moving on to the 2026. So V, what are you excited about for the AI?
I'm excited in AI. I'm excited in the quantum chips.
Okay, all right. Okay, what I see. Okay.
I believe, yeah, it's about your shows 10x with AI, but AI, it's just an instrument, same as the hammer, same as the drill, it's just kind of an instrument. You're asking me, what are you excited about the drill? The way which industry it can affect in. So, and which industry we expect. So, believe, of course, we interested in the biotech, kind of like, as I said, like at the quantum. This is like, for me, it's like the place where I'm not like watching 24/7, but I'm just really watching in like almost daily, what changes in these industries are going. Plus from the AI, I believe next 10, 15 years still we not make AGI. And even if we build, we will not use it because it will be not allowed. It will be a regulation. And it's actually is okay because for the last 10, 15 years, first LLM models which come from the DeepMind, yes, DeepMind, which play Go. I believe it was in 2012 or something like this, more than 10 years ago. Like the government of not even my country, not even your country, the government around the world was thinking how to be prepared for these technologies. But what do we have nowadays? The government not prepared for this. Technology is like grow and robust and affect all industries. So, and we start living in different world where I mean, just once you offline, you live like absolutely different world, like life compare to you live online. I don't know. And about the 2026, where it can affect for the game industry, I believe it will be affect. I believe like for the game industry, we will see a lot of integration of some of the products from the real world to the artificial intelligence. As you know, like Netflix already like testing personalized ads. Like once you put on the post on the movies, to show you like a can of Coke, I don't know, as example or something like the couch maybe from the IKEA. We will see. Don't know. Still 1 year. What happened next year? I believe it's like small timing. We need to think what be within 3, 4 years. But as I say, don't know. Honestly, what I'm excited technology and use cases. Yes, Maria said correctly. One of my concepts, what we are thinking about, is about like the maybe some of the kind of certification of the artificial intelligence because the company will use it. And let's say if you use some of the models, it shows you certified to use this AI model for the sales, for increasing for the customer conversation or for the designing of the cable design for the, let's say, for in the real estate. Once you do construction, maybe for that you get like certified that you use AI. And once you like the company will say that you use AI for the different or you have problems and you didn't make it properly, they will ask you and then you say, oh no, sorry, I have a certificate. Maybe we see the companies who will make insurance for the AI effects for the businesses. Maybe we see something like this because still you remember, yeah, the United States, like once somebody is fell down on the floor because of the wet floor in McDonald's, somebody make couple million bucks. So still we don't have any cases about the artificial intelligence, like let's say you have on the website a chat bot.
Mm.
Yes, like which it was before. It was like very stupid, like send me your order or something. Now they connect through the API some of the LLM model. Let's say it use Kid. Let's say Kid use it to know, and he found exploit how to make a gun. And let's say he make a handmade gun with the laser, and let's say he makes another kid blind. And let's say all of this conversation, it was on your company website because he was discussing about it and he found the exploit. So what you do as the mother of this kid? Of course, you make a case against this company and say, no, this company recommend him, and say, and the company says, no, it was AI. So I believe this industry will be growing now because still the insurance companies know for the last 20, 30 years, they not grow much and they don't have a lot of innovation. And this is the way where the artificial intelligence or LLM models can affect, especially once you see a lot of AI generated. Say the kid watching the TikTok of the company or somebody makes that jumping from 10th floor is a good idea. You will fly, like you get the wings. So you still don't forget, like China testing that the social media now will be allowed only since you reach 16 or 18 years old, and other countries as well. Yeah, because of AI generated content. Because now the problem in the real world, even my grandma is 88 years old, but now she have a problem. She send me some of the TikTok videos and say, look at this, and I say it's AI, like it's not real. And we have a problem that old people, let's say, who use the internet, let's say your mother, my mom, yeah, who people above 60, they don't have critical thinking let's say as the muscle which they train inside of the brain. So and for them, it's very complicated to see what's true, what's a lie, and what we say lie, it's a lie about the generated content. And for the kids, same problem. That's why it's affect of the understanding true and lies. This is like it will be like the most common problem which we will be facing. But and the way how we will fix it, still I don't know. But I believe this is a big market for the insurance, for the cases, for the lawyers. So this is the place where they do a lot of money. And regarding the yes, like Maria background, she was like a lawyer, and I have a lot of friends as a lawyer. Like once I was young, my friends say don't have 100 friends, have 100 lawyers. So this is one of the way which I'm following on my life. And what I see, the lawyers, yes, which should use artificial intelligence, especially, they don't use it at all because they say it's useless and it can affect and damage on them. Instead of make situation better for them, it will make situation worse for them. So I believe we can see some kind of interaction or integration, but small only for this kind of part of the businesses. So we will see. I don't know. Couple years
Yeah.
later, we will check what we say and what's come true. Like we make a bingo maybe for 2028 and we will see.
Yeah. How about you, Maria? What are you excited about 2026?
Well, I'm excited about the death of death. That is the cure for aging, the cure for uncurable diseases is being developed, and it is actually closer than we think. One of my investments is a US company called Version, and they use quantum computing and proprietary AI to create new kinds of chemical compounds that never existed before. Because to solve the combination of physical, chemical, and mathematical problem that is actually illness, because any illness is at the core of it a chemical reaction. You need to have a certain kind of substance, chemical agent, to address this problem. And you want that agent to address this very problem with precision. You don't want to have side effects. So we are entering the new era of amazing, amazing development in medtech and in biotech. This is what I'm primarily excited about. And actually, you can reverse aging. And I want to see my mom and dad young and
Really?
Again,
Reverse
yes,
aging, nice.
yes, you can reverse aging. There is a number of research confirming that, and I'm optimistic about that. And also, I'm optimistic about the idea that the world is coming to that decluttering vision. Well, if you read the big ideas published by A16Z last week, they say that this huge amount of data that is being generated by also AI needs to be managed. And we will have two different trends at the same time. Accumulation of, let's say, cheap data, all those empty requests, all those multimodal internal corporate interactions, like I sent you email, I give you a phone call, I write to you via WhatsApp. I have all those multiple sources of information that actually probably doesn't have meaning for you, for a company, for me, whatever. We will have another trend that is aimed at decluttering, that is creating certain high precision platforms, high precision solutions to eliminate the noise and to solve one problem that needs to be solved at this or that enterprise. And we will be able to figure out with precision what is this problem. Because, well, in most organizations, people are overloaded with tasks that are not related to performance or success of this organization. Everything high precision. Well, it is a fun interpretation of high precision that is, well, something cheap. Well, we're going to the era of something high precision. Also, in the interpretation of something that costs less.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much for that. So we will now move on to the rapid 10x round questions. Both of you will answer this. So my first question is most overrated AI trend of 2025. Maria first.
The AI that solves it all. AI
How,
as their solution for everything in the world.
okay. How about you, V?
So it's about overrating the valuation. Companies, of course, it's overrated, and then after valuation, it's about the affect that people think it's affecting for their life.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
this year with Maria, we tested. We just live couple months without using the AI at all. You know, nothing changed in our life. Absolutely nothing. You'll find it pattern if you quiet from this. Like we didn't use the social media. We just use it as a test. Like what changed? What changed in the world? We found that nothing changed. AI
Okay.
doesn't on your life. So the what's over overvaluation, so it's affected on your life nowadays. No, it's not.
What is the AI shift nobody's prepared for in 2026?
As I say, security and the dark side of using AI. So nobody is really prepared for this because everybody is playing, oh, it's a good technology, it solve our problems. Oh yeah, it's good. It's helped me to be more productive. Yes, this. No. And especially we still doesn't have any researches about how it's affect on your nerve system and on your brain. And this is what we did earlier in this year, and we found that your brain mostly is start drifting much faster because you're not trained it and you was not prepared to operate with a lot of data. Let's say if you work like with the LLM models, let's say you do your deep research, do like as you make a documents for 200 pages within a couple hours. After 1 hour, you feel like a brain fog that you did it from inside. And this is like the what's people not prepared, and this is what people should be faced like the what they're not prepared, but they will find that its affects on the brain and its effect on your mental health a lot.
How about you, Maria?
I guess people are not prepared for the speed of change, especially in connection with quantum computing, because the speed of innovation, the speed of upgrade could be so fast, and our nervous system is not made for this way of environment. Just as we mentioned, we have certain particularities of perception that we believe in what we see. Even myself, sometimes I see certain AI-generated content, and before I give a second thought to it, I think like, wow.
Okay. So next question is which collapses first under AI pressure? Culture or governance? Maria.
I wouldn't talk about collapse in this situation. I think culture will be more affected because culture is something subtle. It's something we do when no one is watching, and it will change. It won't collapse, but it will change.
How about you, V? Culture or governance?
Can you just open this question a bit more?
Which collapses first under AI pressure, culture or governance?
Government, but you know the government will be collapsed because of the people, because the culture will be changed, because they'll see like, hey, we want something different, you know, like, and it will be a problem because in our country, like for the last year, for the last century, you know, like before it was the Russian Empire, then we became a Soviet Union because of the mass of the people think, hey, we want different, you know, like then it's affect on the all of the world. So I expect that something can happen easily because of the people, the culture will be collapsed, or and then they will collapse the government, and then they will change the government. So I believe we can expect something this because of the role of the government nowadays for the people will be not understand properly. I mean, just for the people who are not inside of the government like deeply, they don't see the processes properly, and they think AI can change it. You are useless, and then they will see how it will be changed. Especially, I believe it will be for the country who in the stage of in development, but it will be a lot of experiments. So you will see how the world is changing and collapse both culture, government, I don't know, like even the planet, the climate, whatever you think, it will be collapsed.
Okay. So, for Maria, should teams be selected like competitive athletes based on subconscious traits?
Well, competition. We at NeuroFrame do not support the term competition because we're different. We just need to select the roles that fit us. And probably we should not compete with someone who is a better fit for the role. And we will be happier, this person will be happier, and of course, employer will be happier. In terms of teams, what we do for teams is team reports that combine the numbers that define all the personalities in the team. And we can discover strengths and weaknesses of the team. And actually, we're not talking about team competition. We're talking about team particularities and team success. So I would say we're against the idea of competition because we know so well everyone is so special. Everyone can find his or her appropriate path or role.
Should they choose a person or an employee based on their competitive skills or not? Or based on personality, based on, culture fit?
It depends from the companies, depends what they expect from their business. It depends on the strategy, you know, like it's there's no one answer which say like this or like this. It depends. You know, like still, you'll be shocked. A lot of companies in the world they still use like a power. Once they like shout, the CEO is shouting daily on the employee, and it's really works. Like you know, like, and we are sitting and thinking, oh, the blue horizon, we should use a blue horizon strategy. We should use this strategy. We can give them self leadership, and then you say like, oh, they are self operating. I shouldn't, you know, like it's kind of model. I don't know, like, but everything will be works. It depends on the culture code, depends on the company strategy, depends on a lot of things.
Okay. So, what are the system design belief leaders must abandon in 2026? Yeah.
What are the systems the leaders should abandon? Well,
System design beliefs. Yeah.
it is not easy because in most companies I'm seeing shift backwards because, well, I was raised and I was taught in in best universities of the world that
Mhm.
people should be autonomous, should leader. You should not micromanage. You need to let
Yes.
people go. Nowadays, especially here in the UAE, a lot of companies, even the westernized companies, they have that micromanagement way of doing stuff.
Mm.
I'm seeing a lot of abusive or toxic patterns being employed by certain companies. And when we come to them with our tools saying, we are so, good, we are for people's benefit, for well-being, they're like, tell me whom shall I fire? Oh, who is the weakest? I just want to.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. But this I'm noticing a lot nowadays, also because it is harder to find your place on the market of nowadays. Nothing is guaranteed. So business owners, especially in our home country, they started playing more role in company activity. There is less tendency to delegate, and even the owners, the shareholders, they start interacting with business deeper because they want to influence on the results. They don't want business to die because too many bankruptcies nowadays. Well, the United Nations, they are going to cut jobs for thousands of people. And Microsoft, they are making huge amounts of people redundant. The overall situation is challenging. That's why I'm saying big shift backwards. Well, if you talk to me, I would say no abusive behavior, no toxic behavior, no micromanagement, but it is aimed at self-governed organizations and at autonomous people and probably at better economical landscape.
How about you, V? Do you share the same view as Maria?
I'm not sharing the same, but in some points I agree. But let's say what Maria said about the firing of the cutting jobs. Yeah, Microsoft is cutting around, let's say, 30,000 people. Okay, but you forgot that in coronavirus time they hired around 50 or 60,000 people. So most still they in the plus for the people. And of course, like it's okay just to cut the jobs, but it doesn't mean that you cut, let's say, one position, but you open another position. The thing nowadays is how you will transfer people from one role to another one role. It's about just like uh, like uh, re-education and put into new job position for the people. Of course, not everybody will be adopt, but still, don't forget just interesting statistics. Like, okay, I'll tell you from Russia. Yes, I hope your LinkedIn will not kill me, but okay, like nowadays, a courier in Russia, the guy who deliver products, like from the grocery, the average commission in his pocket come around $3,000 a month. Okay.
Really?
Yes, and
Wow.
yes, yes. Look, once I see this research, it was publicly. I was like, "Yo, what $3,000?" And once you see a junior Java developer, you see the salary around $1,200, and he was like, and then you see like how the people think, "Hey, why I should go a junior if I can make twice more money if I just deliver product?" And then I use the bike and I be more healthy. So the people job position are changing, like I remember once it was like I believe 5 or 7 years ago, once everybody was laugh about the game by Hideo Kojima, Death Stranding. It was about the where's the guy just delivering the packages from place to place, and everybody was joking. It's a delivery guy simulator. Hey, now delivery guys actually is making a good money if you don't, and they don't have any experience. And even in the South Park, they was joking about it a lot for the guys who do like home maintenance. That these guys like they was like running the like the nowadays company like for the tech boom, same for the maintenance, because everybody now is smart enough, but nobody is doing the home real job. And this is the way where the new job opportunity is open. So and from low cost, it's become like it's a good pricing. I was shocked sometimes. Even I tell you one case. Because of I live in one apartment in Dubai. I was need to change like a bulbs. The guy came and say, "Okay, we'll change your bulbs, but it will cost you $300." I was like, "Huh?" And then it was the shelf of bulbs, and he say, "Oh, it will cost you $500 to put to the back." And I was like, and I say, like, "Somebody pay you for this?" He say, "Yes, of course." I was like, huh. And this guy was using a brand new iPhone. Even I don't have a brand new iPhone. Like I was like, hey, this the world is really changing, like that's why I mean, like cutting the job in one place, it doesn't mean that people will be unemployed. No, there's a lot of other industries where even they can get more money instead of to be in the same position.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next question. What becomes unethical in 2026 that was normal in 2025? Maria.
Well, I wouldn't say there will be such a radical shift, but I think that leaving your people alone will become unethical because the changing circumstances create huge stress on people. And the idea that you should give your people a task and then you stay away will be considered as actually not taking appropriate care, not being, I would say, attentive enough to your employees. And the overall management theory will turn backwards towards micromanagement, towards also, I would say, interacting with people more. Even McKinsey, well, still the trendsetters, they are saying that the new era way of management is bold, that is giving directions. I was taught in Harvard, in the University of London, that you need to give people freedom of thought, opinions. You need to discuss with everyone before taking decision. Well, the latest research is saying in these circumstances where everything is shaking, you need to give certain substance and core. You need to broadcast confidence in what you're doing. Just tell them what to do. Don't force them to fluctuate, to feel that sense of shaking ground, and well, be a good umbrella for everything that comes from above, from uncertainty, from, well, things that are not going well. What I'm hearing from my fellows that are running businesses, they are saying, we used to share with our people the problems we're facing, like, I don't know, financial problems or problems or corporate conflicts, whatever. Nowadays, leave them alone. Let them do their job. Tell them clearly what to do. This is a shift that I'm seeing.
How about you, V?
What in 2026 will be unethical, which
Yeah.
this year it was
We
ethical.
will, yeah. What becomes unethical in 2026 that was normal this year, 2020 and 2025?
To let AI influence decision without clear human responsibility, because in 2025 it was still acceptable because AI was treated as a tool, but once AI shaped real outcome, responsibility cannot suck anymore. Someone must own the decisions, and this is what I'm talking about all of the hour like a meeting.
Yeah, I understand that.
And I would add that probably it will become unethical not to use AI at your work, because if you don't use the latest methods, you will become obsolete.
Depends on the industry as well.
Which industry do you think will not be affected by this, or will they block or minimize the use of AI?
Which industry? The first, let's say, maybe it will be, of course, like travel. Let's say for the crew, for the yacht business, especially. Let's say there's a lot of like for the sailor, for the crew, it will not affect. If they have AI or still doesn't have, it's not affect them for all. It will not affect for the like as I say, like still for the judge, for the judges, for the case, for the government. Yeah, it can collect the data for them, but still the decision and government mostly make the decision once they have the data. So it's still not affect a lot. I don't see, but other industries, I don't know. But I believe, let's say, like for the sailors. And for a lot of industries, actually, there's a lot who will not use AI because there is no sense for them. Even like for the psychologist, what I was read, maybe I will send you later. The psychologists try to use AI to treat the clients, and it give absolutely wrong opposite result what they expect. For psychologists, industry, mental health still be not using AI like as decision or something. Yeah, it can collect the data even just to see from the like raw data from your HRV, from the pulse, maybe from the Apple Watch. Yeah, it is but as psychologist, I don't think that it will affect them.
Okay. So next is yeah. So next question, what is the first organizational function AI will replace end to end? Maria.
Oh, well, we discussed that before. I'm seeing the shift at the middle level when orchestration happens, but it is not as simplistic and cheap. Something concerning middle management, something concerning summarizing stuff. Also, well, creative industries are largely affected by AI. We were thinking that, well, it is the unique function of human brain to create stuff. We once did a fun thing. We went to art exhibition. He made a photo of a certain installation and asked ChatGPT to elevate. And wow, the result is way better than the one that was actually produced by a human.
Mm-hmm.
While certain parts of creative industries, probably they won't be entirely taken over, but they will change immensely. The professions will change immensely.
Okay. How about you, V?
You was asking me what will be changed.
What is the first organizational function AI will replace end to end?
I believe scheduling for the meetings. Then kind of prioritization because let's say for the prioritization in the company, especially if you have like high load IT company or even other company where you have more than 1,000 or 1,500 employee, you do a lot of prioritization. Let's say use the different methods, like say ICE or some different methods. And I remember how we was integrated and use it even without AI on the Excel. We give the marks of the each task, give the links on the Git, give the links to the Figma, give the links to the internal system as to evaluate and with the team. I believe these kind of prioritization tasks will be like fully made by AI because it will be a bit easier to read it, but still, let's say truly autonomous, truly where it will be changed once AI become truly autonomous. So that way it can change from the end to end. And I believe once it will be fully autonomous, factories, even the China have already a lot of factories where zero human works. Even there's no, it's called like dark factory. Even they don't use the light on the factories because anything using by the robots. But still, don't forget that the task giving the people, the samples make the people who is using of the robotics AI, but once it will be fully autonomous, production fully autonomous.
Yeah, I was actually traveling and I was transiting in Hong Kong last time. I was surprised. I didn't even go to the immigration. So when we were boarding, they call all the the okay, this seat numbers, priority and all this. I was surprised. I wanted to show my boarding pass in the gate at the gate. And then this Chinese lady, Hong Kong Chinese lady, just showed me the way. And then I stopped. And then there's a camera. And then just look at my face. And I passed through. I was like, wait, I did not, no, I did not go into the immigration part. I was just transiting from Paris to Hong Kong. I was like, where did I get my face? I was so surprised. They did not ask me for that, but they were able to get that. So I was like, maybe this is the China, the China face detection technology that they have once you boarded the plane. They have all these cameras, checking all your faces and they're already, profiling you. Who is this guy? So that's really, really very surprising to me. I was until I went to my seat, I was still thinking, was there a time that I passed through in an immigration part that's asked me about the face, right? Because for example in UAE, I mean in Doha is, for example, they just have for the immigration they just profile you by biometric by eyes, right? So that I can understand. They will know, but I was just transiting. So I was really, so that one thing I was like, maybe that's AI from one end to end. There's nobody needs to be there at the gate. Next time, nobody will be there. You just pass through and then they will just scan and then go straight to the airplane. So that's one of the things that really surprises me. Okay, my next question. What subconscious behavior will AI read next the humans currently hide well? Like for example, in my last podcast, one of the speakers were telling about the AI therapy, right? So a lot of the people are not very open publicly whenever they don't want to go to the psychologist, maybe or psychiatrist, maybe of some, because it's more human interaction and they are not prepared to have face to face and they're using this AI. What do you think for this year or in the next few years? What subconscious behavior will AI read that humans currently hide well? Maria.
Well, one of our next steps in development of our product is neurointerface, because our technology allows to read personality through signals that the brain is sending, signals that also translate into movement. And it is just next step to neurointerface that would allow you to think about certain things that you need to do or you want to do, and the device that you want to use would read your intention and would function seamlessly without you having to press a button or whatsoever. And the future is behind such neural interfaces. And also, well, there are a lot of developments in this area that are pretty much advanced, that allowed to read certain intentions and somehow manage, communicate those helmets that allow, for example, people in military industry to communicate with each other
Mm-hmm.
with amazing speed. And in general, the speed of response will become smaller and smaller and smaller in all the technologies. V knows better than me that people want faster interfaces. People don't.
Mm-hmm.
People get irritated by delays.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the technologies that he is developing allows to limit this response while people are interacted with a certain interface. And also,
Mm-hmm.
well, Neuralink. What can say? People agree to integrate Neuralink, and at a certain point, it will become your competitive advantage. And if you are not using that additions, those upgrades, you will again become obsolete. You'll be forced, if you want to be more successful, if you want to level up, you will be forced to use that technology to upgrade yourself. Also in terms of biotech, in terms of physical upgrades. So
Okay. All
exciting
right.
changes coming.
Yeah. How about you, V? What subconscious behavior will AI read that humans currently hide well?
I believe the first for the human interaction, let's say once they see how we speak on a meeting, what we are doing. Actually, it's a good result. You see, you remember the movie Blade Runner 2049
Mm-hmm.
with Ryan Gosling? Remember once he passing the test and they was asking the question and he need to respond, I believe? That time it was say like he didn't pass the test, that he was overreacting. I believe like a lot of like patterns, like the pauses, like avoiding the decision, reacting on the unclear picture, the stress under the pressure of the time, and the difference between the acting and the words. It's easy to see, like for the humans, because we also like people are doing these things, but like it's like mostly the corporates call them security information, information security people are always like do this role in the corporates, I believe. So now these patterns much easier to give it to the AI, because even you can see a lot of technologies now, even in China, using even in UAE. Once you use the regular camera and you, let's say, in the cafe, and you see how many hours people are really working, what they are doing, sitting, scrolling the TikTok on the workspace. So, and it count their time if they really work 8 hours or not. So, of course, like the technology to do this better. So, are you was really working that time? Yes or no? And then, of course, once they will analyze your screen, how do you work, your screen time, your application you're using, the text which you're dropping. Yeah, it's easily. So we will
Mm-hmm.
be expect that the corporate certificates for the smartphones, like I believe you work in the corporate and you have your corporate phone with a corporate certificate. So here I will be checking really better, like how you, and from after that, how was you performing? Are you performing good enough for the company standards? Yes or no?
Okay. Okay, that's a good thing. All right, so we're down to our last question. So for Maria, what does 10x mean to you personally?
Well, one of my previous projects was a venture fund. So I was all about 10x, X100.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And well, it is a desirable scenario, but I believe for the venture funds and venture industry in the future, you will need to perform way, way better because the expectations grow and also the risks will grow as well. And for the new technological era, you will need to at least promise to investors a way better results. But the other trend would be on cash businesses, on cash
Okay.
generated businesses that are not saying we will be tax, but that are giving to you cash right now, so that you as investor could buy yourself avocado toast or cappuccino whatsoever, because you need to pay your bills. And the world is turning to be a more pragmatic space in this respect.
How about you, V?
So what is 10x for me? It's not a speed or hype. It's just, like it's about responsibility. Even if your company is valuated 10 times more than previously, it means you have 10 times more responsibility. Even not 10 times, even more than 10
Mm-hmm.
times. Like, and as I say, like numbers is just a raw potential, but structure turns them into decision, and responsibility turns those decision into the impact.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much, guys, for that. And it's been almost 2 hours now. So, but it was very good conversation with you. So the time really passes by very fast. And I'm pretty sure that a lot of our viewers and listeners will be able to get a lot of your insights useful for for next year. And then whatever insights you gave us for 2025 will be some of the things they can think about. And for our viewers and listeners who wanted to keep in touch with you, who can be your partners or investors or some customers also, how would they contact you? For you first, Maria.
I guess we will be placing some materials from this podcast. You can reach me at Maria at NeuroFrame.com, neuro/frame.com, or you can reach me via LinkedIn.
Okay, right. How about you, V?
Yeah, you can contact me from LinkedIn or just email v@datanexus.ee. It's very easy. And what I want to say, you have a good weekend, and also time with you was passing very good, very fast. You can see like more than 2 hours, a bit more than 2 hours, just fly, and it's quite good. Means just like the conversation was good.
Yeah, it's very good conversation.
Say, like, don't forget to make a bingo, not about what we expect next year. Make a bingo, what happened and what not happened.
Yeah. Next year we can do that. We can have, okay, this is what we predicted, and then after end of the year we will revisit. Okay, what are the things that happened and what did not? That's a good idea.